Welcome to part 3 of building Phantom Manor in Planet Coaster. And originally this episode was supposed to be around 20 minutes long, and I decided it would be a bit better to separate it into two halves. So there'll be another episode coming after this, showcasing the rest. The reason I did this was because I figured that these 10 minutes or so I was just creating the stairs, and in the next episode it is mainly about the lighting. So it makes more sense to separate it, and it's also easier for me because I don't have to wait like 4 hours for my video to render and then another 2 hours for it to go online. It's quite a long process. For anyone who's made YouTube videos, you understand what I mean. I think I need probably a new hard drive because I do want to keep some of my raw footage as backup, and I have really not a lot of backup space, and I have to delete old footage that I was going to make in videos, but it's so old, and you know, for the Haunted House Asylum, that I'm just going to change everything now, so it doesn't really matter. And there's a lot of old footage of failed roller coasters, but I don't want to put that many failed things on my channel. I want to just show me succeeding because it makes me look better. Anyway, so in this episode you see me create the stairs, and I originally decided I was just going to make the building and nothing else. But I thought, no, let's push it further. It really has to be sold as Phantom Manor. Another example of this is those windows you see right now. I was originally going to put in some Frontier windows, and it just didn't look right. And then I did some trial and error with some windows, and I lost that footage, unfortunately, or I didn't record it. And that happens to me sometimes when I'm making these videos. I check it's recording, and I see that it's not recording, and I lose a lot of footage. And that drives me insane. And unfortunately, that happened with the windows. But they're very, very easy to make. It's just planks of wood and a similar window. I don't know. You can sort of see how it's built by the way you look at it. But I was really, really satisfied with the way those windows at the top really look. They looked so much better than the ones that I was going to use originally. And I think in the previous footage you can see the windows I was going to choose. And I think you can all agree it looks better. And what else happens? Well, in the next episode you will see lighting. That's why I separated it. The next episode is mainly lighting and some trial and error. I think in the next episode I also attempt to build the queue area. You know that queue area where I told you I couldn't find any photographs of? There was a painting of one. In the stretch room there is the painting of the what looks like the queue area, and I think the queue area is supposed to represent something like a summer house or some sort of a patio gallery thing. I've never seen one of those in a real house. They have to incorporate the queue area in these buildings somehow. And what I've noticed in Disneyland is they love to hide the queue areas in the haunted mansions. And Phantom Manor is no exception. It's even more extreme in the Magic Kingdom haunted mansion, because that's the one I'm working on right now. And I really had to look at images on Google Maps, and I had to look at plans, original plans, and to be honest, I've been mainly using photographs from the Japanese one, the one in Tokyo Disneyland. It's exactly the same as the Magic Kingdom one, but it's slightly better because it's more decrepit looking, and there are clearer photographs, and it's just a bit easier to see the layout and how things work. And what they do in the Magic Kingdom, much more than the one in New Orleans Square in Anaheim. The one in the Magic Kingdom, you really can't see the queue at all. It's completely covered by a patio marquee-like thing, and I've never seen that in a real house, but that's what they do in Disneyland to get around the problem of seeing people queue up. And I think it's a satisfactory sort of, solution to that, but it's just really annoying to build that and difficult because it's so covered and so hidden by trees, you really can't get an understanding of the structure, and I haven't really found many plans of the queue area online. I've seen lots and lots of plans of the building, but not of the queue area. I think that's more of an afterthought. People don't seem to care so much about the queue area, and that's what I did. And another sort of idea I had for this game is that because the paths are so big and chunky, and they don't, they're kind of too big for a lot of the scenery, I was hoping they would make a sort of, they have invisible paths, but a sort of an invisible path that you can raise and lower how you want and make it go up the building tiles that you're creating, so I can make them walk up these stairs even though they're not real. It sounds weird and complicated. I don't even know if I'm expressing this idea that I have well enough, but I've been thinking about that for quite some time, is that, the paths are too clunky and big for the architecture, and sometimes if I'm building something small, because Phantom Manor is actually quite a small building, the paths are way too big for that, even the smaller setting path. Maybe just a narrow path would work, or a way to lower the path so they disappear, but it doesn't suck up the feet of the of the Planet Coaster people. I don't know. And I digress, but that's exactly what I would like to see maybe in the future. I mean, it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen, but I would like more invisible pathing you can put on roof tiles. I mean, I would like them to release some floor tiles. Maybe that's what they're waiting for floor tiles for, because there isn't a floor tile section. Maybe they will make some floor tiles that you literally place and connect to a path and they just can freely walk on them. Who knows? I'm always surprised by the developers of this game. I'm always surprised of these new features that come out. I was completely taken aback by the way the workshop was going to work. I didn't actually quite believe it would be that cool. I mean, a lot of people seem to be worrying that they won't be releasing actual modding for this game, like because they're relying on the Steam Workshop. But I don't mind too much. I think people can make just as good stuff with the modular thing. You just can't make sort of special items, But if you want to mod a theme park game, I hear that Roller Coaster Tycoon World is compatible with modding. Maybe you guys want to go check that out. I don't know if I'm going to say that seriously. But, I have been seeing that game a little bit. And I've noticed that they've added a modular building tool. So maybe I should give it another go and check on their modular tool. It looks very similar to the one in Planet Coaster, but I really find it hard to believe it would be as good. And on that note, I think I've regressed a bit too much with this talk, and I will leave it there. And I will see you in part 4, which is going to be the final part, where you get to see the lighting and some landscaping. And I will try quickly soon to upload a walkthrough, which is not going to be very long. I mean, you guys can check this out online. I'm happy to update that I actually have updated my Steam Workshop. If you don't want to, tear your hair out trying to put this building together in separate parts, you can just download my new park that I have released to showcase Phantom Manor. I've added a bit more landscaping to it as well. So maybe if you guys wanted to make Disneyland Paris, you can use that as a start. I don't know. Or you can just check it out that way, so you don't have to wait for me to release a walkthrough. That is if you're lucky enough or to have owned the Alpha 3, because I think no one else can just randomly join anymore, and that's a shame. Anyway, I've digressed, not regressed, long enough, and I will see you in part 4, which will be the final part, so bye for now. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to see more, you can click in one of these boxes and it will lead you to more of my videos. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. And if you... I don't know what else to say. Well, that's it. So yeah, enjoy.